What if I told you that one natural compound is quietly becoming one of the most talked about health discoveries in America? Not a new drug, not a celebrity diet, not a Silicon Valley biohack, but something that has actually existed for centuries. Right now, millions of Americans are struggling with high blood sugar, stubborn weight gain, and growing heart problems. Doctor visits are increasing, prescriptions are increasing, anxiety about health is increasing, and in the middle of all this, one name keeps showing up in podcasts, research papers, and supplement stores: Berberine. Some people call it nature's Ozempic, others call it the metabolic master switch. But what is the truth? Is it hype? Is it real science? Or is it just another trend that will disappear in a year? Today, we break it down clearly. No exaggeration, no magic promises, just facts explained in simple words. America is facing a serious metabolic crisis. More than 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. Millions more are already living with type 2 diabetes. Obesity rates have doubled over the past decades. Heart disease remains the #1 cause of death, and most of these problems are connected. They are not separate issues. They share the same root: blood sugar imbalance, insulin resistance, chronic inflammation. When your body stops handling sugar properly, everything begins to shift. Energy drops, fat storage increases, cravings become stronger, cholesterol levels rise, blood pressure climbs, slowly, quietly, over years. Most people do not feel it happening until one day the diagnosis comes, and then the medications begin. For many people, medication is necessary and life-saving. But at the same time, people are asking a new question. Is there a natural way to support the body before things get worse? This is where berberine enters the conversation. Berberine is a natural compound found in several plants. It has been used in traditional medicine systems for hundreds of years. But only recently has modern science started paying serious attention to it. Researchers discovered that berberine does something very interesting inside the body. It activates an enzyme called AMPK. You do not need to remember that name. Just think of it as your body's metabolic switch. When AMPK turns on, your body becomes more efficient at using energy. It helps move sugar out of the blood and into the cells. It encourages the body to burn fat instead of storing it. It improves how cells respond to insulin. In simple terms, it helps your metabolism work the way it is supposed to work. Let's start with blood sugar. When you eat food, especially carbohydrates, your body breaks it down into glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin acts like a key. It unlocks your cells so sugar can enter and be used for energy. But when someone develops insulin resistance, that key does not work properly anymore. The cells stop responding. Sugar builds up in the bloodstream. The pancreas produces more insulin to compensate. Over time, this cycle leads to prediabetes and eventually type 2 diabetes. Several clinical studies have shown that berberine can lower fasting blood glucose levels. It can also reduce HbA1c, which is a long-term marker of blood sugar control. In some studies, its effects were compared to common prescription diabetes medications. The results were surprisingly similar in certain groups of people. Not better, not a replacement, but comparable. That is a powerful statement in the world of metabolic research. Now let's talk about weight. Weight gain is rarely just about eating too much. It is about hormones. It is about blood sugar swings. It is about cravings triggered by energy crashes. When blood sugar spikes quickly and then drops quickly, hunger increases. You reach for more food, usually fast food, usually sugary snacks. This creates another spike, another crash, another craving. It becomes a loop. By improving insulin sensitivity and stabilizing blood sugar levels, berberine may help break that cycle. Some studies show modest weight loss over a period of several months. Not extreme transformation, not dramatic before and after photos, but steady reduction in body weight and waist circumference. And steady progress is often more sustainable than rapid loss. Heart health is the third piece of this puzzle. High LDL cholesterol, high triglycerides, low HDL cholesterol. These numbers slowly damage blood vessels. Plaque builds up. Arteries become narrow and stiff. The risk of heart attack and stroke increases. Research suggests berberine may help lower LDL cholesterol and triglycerides while slightly improving HDL levels. It may also reduce inflammation markers that contribute to cardiovascular disease. Again, this is not a miracle cure. It is metabolic support. But when you improve blood sugar, improve weight, and improve cholesterol together, the overall impact on heart health becomes significant. So why is berberine suddenly trending in America right now? The answer is simple. People are looking for control. Healthcare costs are rising. Chronic diseases are increasing. Many Americans feel overwhelmed by complicated treatment plans. They want solutions that feel natural but still backed by science. Social media has accelerated awareness. Podcasts discuss it. Health influencers promote it. Supplement companies advertise it heavily. But behind the marketing, there is real research happening in universities and medical journals. That combination of tradition and modern evidence creates powerful curiosity. However, we must slow down for a moment. Berberine is not magic. It does not give you permission to ignore your diet. It does not cancel out processed food. It does not replace exercise. And it does not replace medical advice. Some people experience digestive side effects. Stomach cramps, diarrhea, constipation, nausea. These symptoms are usually mild and often improve with lower doses, but they exist. Berberine can also interact with certain medications, especially those for blood sugar and blood pressure. That means medical supervision matters. Responsible use matters. Blind supplementation does not. Another important truth is that supplements are not tightly regulated in the same way as prescription drugs. Quality varies between brands. Dosage varies. Purity varies. That means consumers must be careful. Research the company. Look for third-party testing. Avoid exaggerated claims. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Real metabolic improvement takes time. It takes consistency. It takes lifestyle changes alongside supplementation. But here is the deeper reason berberine is gaining attention. It represents a shift in how Americans think about health. Instead of waiting for disease to become severe, people want early support. Instead of treating only symptoms, they want to address root causes. Insulin resistance is now understood as a central driver of many chronic conditions. If you improve insulin sensitivity, you influence weight, energy, cholesterol, inflammation, and even cognitive function. Berberine fits into that bigger conversation about metabolic health optimization. Imagine someone in their early 40s, slightly overweight, energy levels dropping. Blood work shows rising fasting glucose. Doctor says, "You are pre-diabetic." That moment creates fear, but it also creates opportunity. Lifestyle changes begin. Walking daily, reducing sugar, improving sleep, managing stress. In that context, a supplement like berberine may serve as an additional support tool, not the hero, not the savior, but part of a bigger system of change. The viral headlines often say, "This natural supplement works like a prescription drug." But the smarter headline is this. This natural compound may support your metabolism if used correctly. That is less dramatic, but more honest. And honesty builds long-term trust. The science around berberine continues to grow. Researchers are studying its effects on gut bacteria, inflammation pathways, and even brain health. Some findings suggest it may improve the diversity of beneficial gut microbes, which plays a role in metabolic balance. Others are exploring its potential role in polycystic ovary syndrome due to its impact on insulin resistance. The story is still evolving. More large-scale studies are needed. More long-term safety data is needed. But the early evidence is strong enough to justify attention. At the end of the day, berberine is not a shortcut. It is not a hack that replaces discipline. It is a tool, and tools only work when used properly. The real transformation happens when someone decides to change daily habits, when someone chooses whole foods over processed snacks, when someone moves their body consistently, when someone prioritizes sleep, when someone manages stress. In that environment, berberine may amplify results. Without that environment, it does very little. The reason this topic feels powerful right now is because it connects science, hope, and personal responsibility. It reminds people that their metabolism is not fixed, that insulin resistance can improve, that numbers on a lab report can move in the right direction. Slowly, gradually, but consistently. So here is the final truth. Berberine is not America's miracle. It is America's reminder. A reminder that small metabolic improvements compound over time. A reminder that ancient knowledge and modern research can meet in the middle. A reminder that prevention is always easier than repair. If you approach it with realistic expectations, medical guidance, and healthy lifestyle changes, berberine may become a valuable part of your health strategy. Not because it is trendy, not because it is viral, but because it supports the systems that keep you alive and thriving. Your blood sugar matters, your weight stability matters, your heart health matters, and understanding how your metabolism works might be the most powerful decision you ever make.